those hands up. Come on, get excited. Ready? I'm gonna sing till I have no voice. Even then, I'm gonna make some noise. I don't care what people say. I'm gonna praise you anyway. I'm gonna sing till I have no voice. Even then, I'm gonna make some noise. I don't care what people say. I'm gonna praise you anyway. I'm gonna sing till I have no voice. Even then, I'm gonna make some noise. I don't care what people say. I'm gonna praise you anyway. I've got a praise that will break off any chains. I've got a song that makes hell begin to shake. I've got a shout that brings dead men from their graves. I gotta let it out. I gotta let it out. It's like a fire that shot up in my bones. It's like a passion that's burning in my soul. It's running wild and I'm losing all control. I gotta let it out. I gotta let it out. I gotta let it out. Up the gates, fling wide the doors, the King of Glory is coming. Hey! Through city streets and living hearts, we see His Spirit moving. Now His kingdom comes. Now His will be done. Lift up your banners and practice your praise. Fill up your mouth with that glorious name, Jesus. Glory to Jesus. Bring all the sick, call all the lost, tell them our God is with us. Come prophesy that now it's time. Get ready, church, let's rise up. Now His kingdom comes. Now His will be done. Lift up your banners and practice your praise. Fill up your mouth with that glorious name, Jesus, warrior Jesus. Shout all you people that dance through the town. Come celebrate because heaven's come down. Jesus, welcome King Jesus. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah. 1, 2, 3, 4. Lift up your banners and practice your praise. Fill up your mouths with that glorious name, Jesus, warrior Jesus. Shout all you people that dance through the town. Come celebrate because heaven's come down. Jesus, welcome King Jesus. Lift up your banners and practice your praise. Fill up your mouths with that glorious name, Jesus, warrior Jesus. Shout all you people that dance through the town. Come celebrate because heaven's come down. Jesus, warrior Jesus. God, I thank you for this time that we have together. God, I pray that as we enter into this next part, God, that our hearts would be open and ready to receive what you have for us, God. I pray that our listening ears would be on, that we can hear it, God, that our eyes would be open, that we can see it. In Jesus' name, amen. we have Lauren's mom, Miss Samantha Curry, Mrs. Samantha Curry, sorry, coming up to share about diabetes, and that's what Lauren has. So that's what we've been doing Spirit Week for, in case you guys didn't catch on.
Do we have to have a microphone?
Yeah, for the live.
What? I can't do this. All right, as you all know, I'm Lauren's mom, or most of you know. I don't know if everyone does, but I'm Lauren's mom. I'm Sam. You can call me Sam, or Aunt Sam, as these ones do. Yeah. Where's Cameron? Oh, there he is. I didn't even see you, honey. You can come up and stand with me, dear. What's wrong with this collar? Fix yourself. Okay, so I was asked to come in and talk to you guys about diabetes and explain kind of like some of the stuff that Lauren has to do on a daily basis. So don't cry, she says. Yeah, that's easier said than done, dear. So there are two types of diabetes. Does anybody know anybody besides Lauren that has diabetes? You do? Who in your, is someone in your family or a friend, or you don't mind me asking who has it? Oh, your grandmas? That's very likely. A lot of grandmas do have it. Do you know somebody? Oh, he has diabetes too? Do you know somebody too? Well, actually, both of them can require insulin. Okay, there is a difference. Do you know somebody else? Yes, Granny had it too. She had type 2, which leads you right into what I was going to say. There's two different types of diabetes. There's type 1, which is what Lauren has, and type 2, which is what a lot of older generation have. And the difference between it is Lauren's is autoimmune. Type 1 is autoimmune, and I'll explain that in a minute. The type 2 is more of like diet and exercise sort of thing. You know, if you don't eat right, then it can develop. But a lot of times, it just happens. It's just in your genes, your DNA, somebody in your family had it, and it just passes down from generation to generation, and everybody ends up having it. So just because there's somebody in your family that has it doesn't mean you're going to absolutely have it, but it can happen. And Lauren's is hereditary too, so she would have children. There's a possibility that they could have it too, but not always. It can happen or it may not happen. Okay. The best way that I can describe of how type 1 happens, which is what Lauren has, actually, where's my phone? I don't know if anybody saw this on Facebook, and any kids are on there, but we have been posting different things, my sister and I, because November is Diabetes Awareness Month, and everybody with diabetes is kind of celebrated this month, kind of like breast cancer in October, and you know, all the other different things that they have. So that's why we're doing this Spirit Week, which I think is awesome. Whoever's idea that was amazing, and I love it. Oh, it was yours. I thought it was somebody, oh well. It was a good idea, dear, huh? That's awesome. Who came up with the blue hair day? Because that was my favorite. That was you? I kind of figured it was probably her, because she's been begging me to dye her hair blue for like years, and I have a hard time doing that, but one day washed out, it was okay. I could handle that one. But, no, it's still not all out yet. I'm just going to take another couple washings because there was a lot of dye in her hair. What day was that, Wednesday? Yeah. Yeah, she had an entire spray can of hair dye in her hair. It was crazy. Okay, so November is Diabetes Awareness Month, and Sunday, the 14th, is actually World Diabetes Day. So everybody in the whole world with diabetes will be celebrating that day. I texted you wrong. That was my fault. I'm sorry. It's World Diabetes Day. That was my fault. I texted it to you wrong. So that's Sunday. So basically, she has type 1 diabetes, and the best way that I can describe an autoimmune disorder, which is what she has, would be, let's do a little group activity, because I don't know about y'all, but I learn better when it's visual and I can actually see what's happening. So let's have, Alea and Amaya and Rory come over here by these chairs. And you all are gonna be the common cold, okay? Does anyone know what a common cold is? Yes, it's when you get all sick and snotty and coughy and you don't feel good and your throat hurts and you're sneezing everywhere and it's disgusting, right? And you feel yucky. So, I'm sorry, but that's you guys. Oh, okay, well, you can move over this way. All right, you gotta clue me in on this. I don't know how it works. Okay, and we'll have a couple other, okay, Lakin, you can come up here. Rowan, I'm gonna leave the little guys for something else, the littler ones. Okay. Yes. Huh? I was right the first time? Okay, thank you. You guys are gonna be the immune system, okay? Does anybody know what the immune system is? No, yeah, that's immunity. That means you can't get whatever it is that's trying to attack your body. Okay, the immune system is what helps fight off the germs or anything that's trying to attack your body. Okay, germs, colds, bacteria, whatever, okay? So that you guys are the fighters. Put your dukes up. Okay. All right, we're gonna do Jasmine. Thank you. I'm really bad with names. Kaylin, and one of you three, pick one. Actually, two of you. Two boys. We'll do two boys. Okay, Cameron and Ian. You're gonna make a circle over here. Here, you guys get over to here. You guys are gonna stand here and hold hands and make a big circle. You guys are gonna be the pancreas. That is an organ. Yeah. That is the organ that has failed in her body and now it does not work. So you guys are the pancreas. And inside of the pancreas are beta cells. Beta cells are our insulin producing cells. And we'll do Jaden and I am Christian. Okay, come over here and stand inside of the circle. Okay? All right, and the last three, you can stand wherever, maybe up there on the stage, and you guys are gonna be the insulin, okay? All right, so what happens is, with Lauren, we don't always get common colds, and this is what causes it. It just happens to be with Lauren, and with some people, it happened. She got a cold. So, you guys, common cold, you're gonna attack Lauren's body very gently and easily. Attack Lauren. So they're attacking, okay? And the immune system is gonna go very nicely and easily, go fight off the cold and save Lauren from the cold. Yes, you actually go away and you can just go sit down. All right, so the immune system saved Lauren from her cold, but then her immune system went totally crazy. You're crazy. You're totally crazy. And it got confused. And it went and started to attack other cells in her body that it wasn't really supposed to attack, but it did because it was all crazy and confused. So it goes over and it attacks the little beta cells inside the pancreas, our insulin producing cells. So it attacks the beta cells and it kills off the beta cells. Sit down, sit down.
What is the beta cell?
The beta cells are the insulin producing cells. The insulin is what helps turn food that you eat into energy so that you can run and skip and jump and hop and play and whatever, and play video games. So it helps you get energy so that your body can work. So the immune system kills off the beta cells. And that's what happened in Lauren's body. So now you have no insulin producing cells. So then so then she ended up in the hospital for a couple days. and the doctors had to start giving her insulin with shots. So they started putting the insulin into her body, which then straightened out her immune system. You're not crazy anymore, so you can come back over here. And the insulin goes in. Every time she eats something, we have to give her insulin, and they go in and pretty much save the beta cells, and they start turning all of the insulin, or all of the food, into energy and helping the beta cells work again so that she can have energy to run and jump and skip and hop and play. Okay? So our beta cells are back alive again. Does that make sense? I know, but then the insulin helps. The insulin kind of acts as the new beta cells. All right, so you can go sit back down. You stay up here. Does that make sense? Does anybody have any questions as of right now? Whoops, will you grab that, please? Yes, I tend to drop everything. My hands don't want to work. Okay, so I did actually start to say this earlier, and I didn't finish. But on Facebook, we were posting information about diabetes. And where did I put that? Screenshots. There it is. There it is. Okay, so in Lauren's life so far, these are approximate numbers. We just kind of estimated them. I mean, it's a roundabout number. So far, her days living with diabetes, 3,198. It's probably about 3,200 now, because I think this was a couple days ago that this was posted. So that's a long time it's been almost 8 years, or it has been 8 years, it's almost 9. It'll be 9 January 30th, or 29th is when she was diagnosed. And she ended up in the hospital for 4 days, and then at home for 2 weeks, trying to figure out how to dose with insulin, and how to count carbohydrates, and how to live life with this new wonderful diagnosis that we got. What? I'm not going to, as long as you stay here with me. Okay, so it's been approximately 19,000 times that she has had to poke her little fingers to check her blood sugar.
This is the one I like to use.
Yes, this is her favorite one. I don't like to use those because she uses it all the time, so I picked the other two. I picked these ones. We can just show them the other two that we do. But you can actually do any of them. You can do any finger. Some people do those too. I don't particularly care for those. Some people do. They have an arm one that you can poke with. I don't think it gives you exact close enough readings like the fingers do, but. And then she has an insulin pump. She doesn't have to do shots anymore, so she has an insulin pump, and she's had approximately 813 slight changes. We won't show them that because it's on your belly. If it was on your arm, that'd be one thing, but. Okay, so does anybody have any questions so far? We're good? Anybody? Okay, so I'll show you a little bit about what the supplies is that Lauren uses. So to check her finger, here, I want to show how to check your finger. I don't know if anyone's seen Lauren doing this around in school.
Yeah, they all see it.
Yeah, you guys see it all the time. Okay, so this is Lauren's meter.
I really don't touch my finger.
We just show them, please. Lauren, please cooperate with me. Your mama's watching.
Okay.
So you better do it. Mama will be calling you later and chewing you out. All right, this is her finger. Do you want to explain it to him, how to do it? Okay, I'll do it. Fine. All right, these are test strips, diabetic test strips. Have you ever seen your grandma have these? Yep, little container. Everybody has different brands, so some of them look a little bit different. Hers look like these little white strips. And this is the part that reads the meter, and this is where you stick your blood in. So you stick it in the meter. Then you have to wipe your finger off. With an alcohol swab, you have to make sure your finger's clean, because if you have any kind of sugar on your finger, it'll read that sugar instead of the blood. So then you could get like some crazy number, and then you'll dose yourself with some crazy amount of insulin, and then you could really cause yourself some problems. So you have to really wipe it off good. Did you wipe it off good? Okay. Then you take we just call it the poker, and you poke the finger and you get a drop of blood. And then you just let this little, it's like a straw almost, and it just like sucks the blood up right into it. And I think I just got it on my hand. Okay. She's 185. It's her blood sugar. Now, she's supposed to be between 80 and 120 or 130. Not supposed to be over that, but we have a really hard time keeping her blood sugar in check. So then after she has that number, she has an insulin pump, and she'll take, Can you just pull it out and show it? I'm sure you guys have all seen this little black pouch hanging off of Lauren's hip. It's her insulin pump. Okay? And that's what has the insulin inside of it. I'll fix this later. Here's her insulin inside of this little cartridge.
I'm in this out, so I'll have to
Yeah, you are.
change that.
We'll have to fill that when we get home. And it goes right inside of there. And then it just, when you put the numbers into her meter, which I'm not going to go through all that, it would go way over everyone's head. And then the insulin goes right through this tube and then right into her little patch on her belly, which I can show you. I have a patch so everyone can see what. Formaldehyde? It does stink. So this is what Lauren has on her stomach. And I'll show you. Yep. This is the tubing that she has right here. And then this is the little patch. It's inside of here. It's right there. This is what's on her stomach. This is what's on her stomach. And this little, I don't know if you can see it. Here, walk that around. The little tube that sticks out, walk it around like so they can see it. They can't see it from here, it's too little. It's just a little tubing, and it's just like real soft plastic, and it goes into her skin. And that's what the insulin goes in. Do you see that? And in order to get this little sticky patch on her stomach, she can wear it on her stomach, her thighs. She used to when she was little, wear it on her rear. But so it's a needle. Can you guys see this needle inside of here? And you just pull this back. We have numbing cream, so we just put the numbing cream on and let it sit there for like 20 minutes. She doesn't feel anything. Sometimes it does hurt, but we try really hard to strive for a not hurting one, because I don't like to hurt her. It makes me feel better.
There was also one time where we poked
Yeah, there we go. Thank you. Awesome.
There was also one time where we poked it and blood started coming up through the tube, and we had to rip it out and do it again. So yeah.
Yeah, it was crazy. I don't know what happened, but. All right. All right, so what you do is you stick it on your stomach or your leg or wherever, and you squeeze it, and it shoots the needle into the skin, and then you pull it out, and it leaves that little tube inside of the skin, and then the insulin can go into the skin. You can walk that around and show it if you want. Just walk around. So we have to do that. We have to do that every 3 days is when that has to be changed. And these are the shots that Lauren used to have to do. When she first was diagnosed, before she had that cool little insulin pump that we only have to change every 3 days, she had shots. Have you guys seen these? with your grandma or the people that you know that has diabetes? Have you ever seen one of these? No? These are insulin shots. Yeah, I do.
I'm sure that the high schoolers remember these.
I don't know. You guys were little, 8 or so? Okay. We'll walk around. Yeah, that is yours. Yes. And then that's the needle inside of there. And then and this was a cartridge with the insulin in it. Then you just stick it on and shove it down. Well, I can't shove it down because it's not full anymore. But so these were the insulin shots that she used to have to take all the time, and she would get at least, let's see, it would be one with each meal. So it'd be breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and then she'd have one at snack time, and then any time that she was really high during the day, she'd have to get another one of these. So it could be anywhere from 5 to 8 or 9 of these a day. And then this was the long-acting insulin, so she had this one time right before bed every night. So that was the shots. We did that for an entire year, and then she switched to the insulin pump, which was much better. And now she I'll put the lid back on that. So I think she likes the insulin pump a whole lot better than the shots. I know I do, because it would like bruise her stomach and bruise her legs, and it was really sad to just look at her sitting in the bathroom or in the bathtub with bruises all over her body. So it was really sad. But now we have the insulin pump and everything's good to go. So that's how she takes care of everything. She checks her finger, and she has to add up her carbohydrates and how many carbohydrates is in the food that she's about to eat, and then she has to dose herself with that amount of insulin. Before every single meal, before any snack, anytime that she eats anything or drinks anything with carbs in it, she has to give herself insulin. She cannot eat anything without it. Okay. And then we have the Glucagon Shot, which is
Sometimes I forget to
dose. Yes, she forgets a lot how to dose. But this is the Glucagon Shot, and this is like, have you ever heard of an EpiPen? This is kind of like an EpiPen for diabetics, but it's just straight sugar. If I can get it open. No, it didn't come out of this yet. Oh, I don't know. Huh? Yeah, probably just a paper or something. So this is the Glucagon. It's just straight. There's a little tablet in this bottle, and no, we're not gonna use this. I might need it. Oh yeah, you can walk it around. There's a little tablet inside that bottle. You can see it's a little white tablet, and it's nothing but straight hardened sugar. And then there's water, and don't open it, don't do it, because I might need that one. This is our one for at home. Oh, okay, I got it. So, and then you take the water that's in this that she's showing. There's like a little saline solution in there. You shove it into the vial, you shake it up, and it makes it straight sugar, and then you inject it in the leg. But this is only if you're unconscious and passed out. Like, I mean, if your blood sugar dropped so bad that you're passed out on the floor, this is what that's for. So it's basically the life-saving device. Yes. No, don't do that. I don't think that's a good idea. So this we keep at home for emergency use only. Yeah. Yep, it's only for emergency use only. I don't know why it won't go in. Oh, there we go. Okay. But if sometimes she feels shaky. I don't know if you guys have ever heard her say, oh, I feel shaky. Has anybody heard Lauren say that besides Aunt Sarah back there? Sometimes she feels shaky, which means her blood sugar is dropping. So then she usually just goes to the office and checks her blood sugar and takes a glucose tablet,
These things are good.
it's just like pressed sugar. And then you are not taking that. Your blood sugar is high right now. You don't need that. It's higher than it should be. So that's only for if she's low. The lowest she's ever been that I remember is 33. And the lowest that you should technically be to still be like healthy and okay is 70. So she went to 33. So she was very, very shaky, and she gets very, very pale and sweaty and just kind of feels yucky, and like her, what do you say, your legs feel like jello, and it makes it hard to stand up. So she usually likes doing a lot of sitting when her blood sugar is low, just because. Yeah.
I know you remember Samaya. I was laying on the floor for one of the practices, the professional practice, and you kept asking me if I was okay. So thank you. So thank you.
Her biggest telltale sign if she's low is she gets very pale. So those of you that work with her a lot. Oh yeah, that was just the other day. Yeah. And then what was bad, she kept calling me and telling me that I was telling her what to do with that, and it wasn't working, like it wasn't coming up. So it did come up eventually, but yeah, that's probably why she was still just laying there like a lump. She looks like a lump on a log, basically, because she doesn't feel good. But, well, do you guys have any questions or comments? Questions for Lauren? Knock on wood. Never had to use it yet. Pray to God I never do, because it would be really scary and intense, but hopefully we never have to. Huh? Oh, probably, for sure. We've had, let's say we get 2 of these a year, and I've never had to use one. So I have a stack of them at home that are really expired and I can just throw away, but I use them for teaching moments like this and how to use one, just in case you need to ever use one. But hopefully it doesn't have to be used here either, because that would be really scary, especially when I'm 30 minutes away. I wouldn't be able to get to her in time. So somebody else would have to do that. Rory, did you have a... The tube thing that goes into her stomach with the insulin, we have to replace that every 3 days. So 3 or so times a week is how many times we have to do that.
There's one time it got infected and it hurt really bad. So yeah.
Yeah, it was like using pasta. It was really gross.
It hurt really
Won't make that mistake ever again. We left it on too long. Yeah. Daddy had to squeeze all the pus out of it. Yeah, it was really gross. Yeah, it was gross. Yeah. What is that? That's everybody's old phones. Uh-oh. When she was in the hospital, for any of you little kids that, if you want to try to understand more about diabetes, there's all these books that they gave us. All kinds of like Mickey and Minnie books. Taking little Coco monkey. Then Rufus comes home. Rufus is the little bear, the little diabetic bear that they gave her in the hospital that I couldn't find him. Oh, well, that's why I couldn't find him. Because your room's a mess. But Rufus is a little diabetes bear, and in the hospital they give it to the little kids that are diagnosed, and it has like little patches of where you can put shots and whatever. It helps kind of, and then they let you practice giving the bear shots. So it kind of is a helpful tool for little ones. Then there's all these books, doing a sleepover with diabetes and taking diabetes to school, and another go team for all. So if the little ones want to try to understand better, I can leave these here and you guys can read them later or whatever. I don't want to take up all your time reading a book. Anybody have any questions? Jaden? How many times a day? She had to do Yeah, 5 to 8 a day. Yeah. Yeah. Just depending on where her blood sugars were throughout the day. If they were higher during the day, then she'd have to have a few more. But then she definitely had to have one at each meal, and then the bedtime one. She definitely had to have those. So definitely 4 of them, and then the other ones were however many. If she wanted to eat snacks, anytime she had a snack, she'd have to get another shot too. So usually she'd have a morning snack, because she went to school here. So at 10 o'clock with the morning snack, she would have to have another shot. And then when we got on the way home, I'd always get her a little snack for on the way home. She'd have to have another shot then. And then about 6 o'clock, we'd have dinner. So she'd have to have a shot then too. So just however many times she wanted to eat, she'd have to have a shot. Does that answer your question? Did you have a question? That is not a question for me to answer. That's one for your mom. I will not get into that. Anybody else have any questions? Comments? Huh? Yes, about diabetes. Huh? You have one for when you're done with chapel. Oh, no, about diabetes. Yeah, Lauren already asked me. I don't know, that's up to your mom. Does anybody have anything that they want to comment about or ask Lauren?
Also, Jasmine.
Did I forget anything?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm sure that Jasmine and Maya remember the diabetes walks too.
Yeah. Yeah, well, you guys were 8, I think, or so. Oh, gosh, that was almost 9 years ago. Yeah, 10.
Yeah.
No, I know you were diagnosed almost 9 years ago, so however old you were 9 years ago, you were in Mrs. Stone's class. So however long that was. All right, well, I did bring cookies in. There are cookies in the hallway for when y'all are done with whatever y'all need to do. So, well, thank you for listening. I hope everybody understands diabetes now and all right. Thank you guys. Oh God, I clean all this up.
Yes, you